for me, when I've accepted a lot of connections, I find 9 out of 10 of them I get pitch slapped. And that's something you can't avoid.
You stole that one, didn't you, Chris?
I am so steal that. Slap it. Exactly. I am not going to sign up with you, insurance guy, because Al from Boca Raton hits me up and says, "Hey, can I take a look at your insurance and see if I can help you with your insurance?" I'm like, Al, we just met, dude, on the podcast. But if I've never met you, you got zero chance of me giving you my insurance business, right? So, I mean, if it's zero, if you just come out of nowhere and hit slap me, there is no way I'm just, oh my God, you got me at the right time. I really need a new web designer. Oh my God, you were right. I don't know because I already know 30 of them. You're right, but you're number 31. I'm going to go with you.
Welcome to the Small Business Safari, where I help guide you to avoid those traps, pitfalls, and dangers that lurk when navigating the wild world of small business ownership. I'll share those gold nuggets of information and invite guests to help accelerate your ascent to that mountaintop of success. It's a jungle out there, and I want to help you traverse through the levels of owning your own business that can get you bogged down and distract you from hitting your own personal and professional goals. So strap in, adventure team, and let's take a ride through the safari and get you to the mountaintop.
She's back. We're back. Let's get going, everybody. This is going to be your time. Your time, and I said it to my team this morning. If you don't learn something today, man, that's on you. We're going to have some fun today. We're going to talk about something that all of us need to be in. I don't care what industry you're in, what you think you do, what you don't do. You got to use this vehicle to understand what's going on. So we have not talked about this in quite a while, and I know Alan is really excited about it because it's very close to what your business is all about, isn't it?
I am terrified of this conversation.
Terrified and excited all at once.
Oh, that too.
That sounds like Eyes Wide Shut. Terrified and excited all in the same breath. But yeah, man, we're having some good times. We are in the heat, the Atlanta heat, and I had to go out and do some estimates last week. I actually am working in the biz, not getting to have a lot of fun, but having a lot of fun because I love going out there and talking to people. But I go around, I'm looking at somebody's deck outside. It's 94 degrees. It's 155,000% humidity. And these people keep me right in the sun and go, okay, well, what do you think? And so I'm trying to explain to them what's going on. And I'm telling you, dude, I burst into flames. I had sweat dripping down my face. I was like, this is not going well. I was like, why would you buy from somebody who's just, I mean, when I got in my truck, I mean, not only were the pits sweating, I mean, the whole thing was.
I mean, you can't go to your mailbox without just having to burn your clothes. We don't light on fire because they're too hot.
How do you present a professional, hey, I'm different than everybody else, handyman remodeling company, when I'm just sitting there just bursting in flames? And I'm sitting there going, that wasn't the most professional. So still in the balance. They haven't said no to me yet on the estimate because I was in my wheelhouse and talking about what I knew. But I will say, of all the sales stuff that we talk about here, that I listen to on other podcasts, I would not say that if you had the video on me, you'd go, oh, he nailed it.
Everybody's like, bless his heart.
Bless your heart. You are dying, aren't you? I'm like, yes, as a matter of fact, we am. All right. So here we are. Al is our AI LinkedIn strategist. And that's who we're going to use him today. Al Kushner is originally from Brooklyn, New York, but he's escaped New York and lives in Boca Raton, where I just got done complaining about humidity. But Al, talk to me, buddy. That's horrible humidity, right?
Yeah, but I think probably Atlanta, as it's known as Hot Atlanta, is certainly probably even more humid, I imagine. But it's just how it is. You got to stay indoors, keep cool, drink plenty of cold liquids. You make it through. It's only
do that. Let's have one now, Alan. Shall we? A little bourbon. Let's get going. Al, Al, just give us a brief history about how you got here. So, what'd you do coming out of school? What were your jobs you did? And then how'd you get turned on to this whole LinkedIn thing?
Well, I started, I would say, in school. I had worked part-time as a telephone solicitor for an insurance agent back when I was 20 years old, and I decided to get my license since that time. And I've always been self-employed since that point in my life, and never looked back. Never wanted to work for anybody else other than myself. So for me, it was, challenging times, and but I found, in my travels that I enjoyed sales. I enjoyed being considered a thought leader. So I wrote some books, decided to engage online and see about opportunities available for networking beyond my geography range, which was in New York. And of course, it is quite a sizable city, but I wanted to go a little bit beyond that. So that's why I decided to check out LinkedIn and see what it offered. And I was impressed. The offerings were quite numerous. I mean, right now there's over 900 million members, I believe, on the platform. So that's pretty impressive statistics. So it was suddenly a platform I needed to master, and I wrote the book, The AI LinkedIn Advantage, to educate people about the things that I've learned and help them become better at that platform.
So let's go back. You were in insurance and you had to hustle it. You had to do the calls, you had to do the cold calling, you had to do those stuff. What of those principles did you take to LinkedIn?
I believe it was perseverance. For me, it was all about seeing through the end, and procrastination was something that I had to overcome, which I do on occasion succumb to. But for the most part, it's about not being afraid of making mistakes, because sometimes that's how you have to grow.
Would you start your career cold calling on the phone for an insurance company? The rest of the world is easy, I would say. I mean, that's about as hard of a start as you can get.
Oh, it was different times, of course. Back in the day, there was no internet. And when you can call somebody, they usually pick up, which is great. No voicemail existed. So those were really the great times. And for me, it was more like a game. I mean, I enjoyed it. It was something that a lot of the agents didn't want to do, and they paid me money to do it for them. So I said, well, okay, I'll take your money. And
Not one I would do, man. I would tell you, Ellen is speaking from my heart on that one too, because we use the phrase us old timers, we dial for dollars. Nobody ever dials anymore, but you literally were dialing for dollars and doing those cold calls and hammering them out, and you get no. You're just looking for a one yes. Give me a yes. Give me a yes. Come on, give me one. So, were there ever time you weren't having fun with it, or because I've heard so many people who did it and said, yes, I've learned a lot. I'm never doing that again.
you got to look at it as a game, and that's how I looked at it. For me, it was about what I can do. If I could beat my average from yesterday, I'll do it, and that's how you have to view it as. And don't take it personally. You have to have a thick skin in this kind of business, and that's something that I developed over time.
That is the thickest of thick skin, if you ask me.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's 1 out of 1,000 people can survive in that. Maybe 1 out of 1,000 can survive in it and enjoy it. There are some people that are wired to enjoy it.
So let's talk about LinkedIn, because we were all around when it first started. When did you first adopt LinkedIn? When did you first get your first LinkedIn profile and start using it?
About 2006, I would say. It was since the inception of LinkedIn, and I followed all the way through till Microsoft took over, I believe, about 10 years ago. Right. So it really expanded their possibilities compared to before. I mean, Microsoft is huge, and they invested a lot of money in the platform, and it's paid off, I believe.
We've actually, I've been in a couple seminars where they actually use LinkedIn as a corporate entity that has it right. They have their mission, they have their value system down as a company. They do a really good job of leadership from the top. But the thing for me at LinkedIn that I found interesting is you said the same thing. It's just a lot of people. How do you separate yourself from the noise?
Very simple. You establish yourself as a thought leader, and you write a book.
Aha. Alan, guess what?
I'll be right back.
I have a book.
Yes, you do.
From the zoo to the wild.
But you have
Go out there, everybody. Don't.
I
have to be a thought leader. I was a thought leader. I told
you said that first.
Oh. Well, but in chapter 7, I said the well-placed F-bomb always works. And I will tell you right now, there's been a lot of F-bombs. Not always well-placed in this last couple of weeks in my biz. But so you had to be a thought leader. So let's talk about that a little bit more. So you didn't say, one of the things we just talked about is that you were a solicitor. You didn't say solicitation. You said, I got to be a thought leader. I got to write a book. I got to be an authority. Talk about how that's different than going, hey, do you want some insurance? Or, hey, come listen to me.
Well, of course, back in the day, publishing was more challenging then. The fact is that they didn't have what it has right now with ebooks and digital printing, where you can print one book at a time. You usually had to print a lot more than that. So it was something that I needed to develop, and I did. As technology improved, I developed and wrote several books. And I found that this is the only way that's going to separate me from the competition, because the competition really doesn't have what I have. Even nowadays, my book is the only one out there currently that addresses both AI and LinkedIn together. And the other LinkedIn trainers are sweating because they can't really compete with that. And the fact is that I used information as of today or as of recent to gather the latest resources that people can access to learn about the technology and be able to use it to their advantage, because it makes time much easier on the platform. And if you can save time, and time is money, this is definitely the way to go, to use AI technology to your advantage.
So give us an example of one.
Of the technology?
Yeah, how do I use AI in LinkedIn? Give me a simple one.
Very simple. Let's take a look at your profile. All right. So you would use something, for example, of using, let's say, the graphics and your background of your profile. Instead of using an image, maybe you want to use some bullet points to kind of share certain things that are of value that somebody's looking at. You can use AI to focus in, because LinkedIn is also a search engine. So, for example, if someone wants to be a guest on your program, they'd be able to find you. You'd have to look at, well, there's nothing indicating that, maybe you're accepting guests, and that would be something you do that. The AI could create a way that if you want to track guests on your program, it could put in keywords that are searchable on LinkedIn for that example. That's a great way to gather more interest of people, especially if you're doing any kind of outreach. You want to have a profile that's optimized because you want to be able to connect with someone. So you want to create things of value. For example, recommendations. Who has used your services or who's been happy with your services. You should focus in on, because a third-party endorsement is really crucial. And a lot of people really don't look at that as a big deal, but it is. I mean, you have to take a look at, well, how long ago did you have your last recommendation? 2 years ago? I mean, you got to be current. Every opportunity you should do is get a recommendation. Someone can say a couple of kind words, and that can make a difference of you getting the job or getting the opportunity to connect with someone, because maybe they know that person. That could be an influencer. These are just some of the tips off the top that I share in my book.
Man, he nailed it. Obviously, El's not a politician because he didn't dodge that question. Man, he nailed it. Put it right there and said, here, you want some easy stuff? That's so easy. Even I think I can implement some of those things. But that's good stuff right there. The recommendation. When's the last recommendation you got?
It's been a while.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
And you're a commercial real estate agent.
I'm in commercial real estate. Now, I don't think I have a recommendation on commercial real estate. And the funny thing is, once upon a time, I felt like I actually went to some classes. I've got lots of connections. But then it just seemed like, I don't know, it changed. And I felt like in order for me to put out a post, I had to, I don't know, I got to be honest with you. So I'm really struggling with this. So maybe you can talk about it a little bit, because I know you need to post regularly. And then you've got some people who are treating it like Facebook. You have some people who are just in your face with promotion. And then you have people, and they're just douchey. And it's like, when I was out volunteering with special needs kids, it made me reflect back to the time, my mentor, blah, blah, blah. And I can't figure out what my voice needs to be in this world now.
Was there a question?
It was a statement that I thought he might be able to jump onto.
So let me put that statement in the form of a question.
Mm-hmm.
Is it as somebody who I would say,
It's not a question.
Well, I'm just like you, Al, because I felt the same thing. I've used the term. I think LinkedIn got noisy. I feel like I get solicitations. I actually tried to reach out to somebody I personally know on LinkedIn, and he never responded. I finally had to text him and say, "Hey, dude, I want to bug you." He goes, "Oh, I don't look at that stuff." So how do you start dipping your toe in there? I mean, if you're like, hey, this is probably something you should do, but you talked about optimizing, but now let's talk about what should we, you said be a thought leader. What should we be posting, or should we be interacting with other posts? What should we be doing?
All right. Again, once you've optimized your profile, because I don't recommend doing any outreach until you do that, because that's the first thing people are going to look at. So once you've done that, then you can look at ideas to become a leader. And you start with a newsletter. So if you have followers, and I believe you have several thousand followers, I think, about 2,800 followers, do you have a newsletter at all?
I
on
do.
LinkedIn?
And not on LinkedIn though. You know what? I need to post out there, but I do hit everybody who comes on this podcast, which you're going to be on now, Al. And I send out a monthly newsletter talking about the podcast coming up and some of the thoughts that I picked up from the pods or what's going on in my biz. But you're right. I don't put it on LinkedIn. That's a good point.
All right. And you can use AI technology to create content for that newsletter or ideas for the newsletter. So instead of doing once a month, how about once a week? All right. You want to get traction? That's 4 times the amount of impressions you can reach people. And what's interesting about newsletters on LinkedIn, it has such a high authority. So when someone signs up for your newsletter, not only do they receive a notification on LinkedIn, but they receive it outside of LinkedIn directly into their inbox on their email. Okay. It bypasses spam filters. Just think about that power that it gets in because of the high authority of LinkedIn. It just, spam filters say, come on in, share your information, and people are really shocked in how impressive the newsletters work on LinkedIn. And you can do, I believe, up to 5 different types of newsletters on the platform. So you can specialize. I work with a lot of referral partners. I have financial planners. I have attorneys. I got CPAs. I have separate newsletters for each of those individuals. And by specializing that, it really gets the attention of people who are subscribing, and they look forward every week to what next article that could be of value to them.
How about that, Alan?
Mm-hmm.
Are you doing that, Al?
No, I'm not doing any of this. I'm listening.
All right. I'm, you know what? I'm blown in mind right now, guys. Admittedly, this is a blind spot for me because that's why Alan and I were so excited about this. We're both afraid. And I think a lot of people probably are afraid or don't see the value short term in it, depending on your business model. So I go, people ask me, what do I get business off LinkedIn? That's B2B. I'm like, yeah, well, but you know what? When I was posting and I put some stuff out there about the podcast, we actually went and did an estimate for somebody who got my LinkedIn impression and says, hey, I remember Chris. And yeah, he's a guy that I used to know when I was at the bank. So I need to get some work done. So let's do it. So that's a direct one for that worked. So I don't ignore LinkedIn is what Al's telling you. And if you're going to do it, you got to do it the right way. So number 1, optimize that profile. Al's hit you with that. Number 2, thought leader. Think about doing a newsletter, doing stuff like that. Third thing, and I'd heard about this, Al, and we didn't touch on this, interacting with other people's posts. What do you think of that?
Yes. The key thing, of course, once your profile is optimized, is when you do any kind of outreach, look for people who are influencers on LinkedIn. And you can actually program in a way that you can follow these individuals. I wouldn't necessarily reach out to them to connect because most of the time they're not going to accept your connection, but you can follow them. And what's interesting to note is that they post at certain times during the week. So you can be notified as soon as they post. And when they do post, that's the time to strike. You take their information that you got from their post, put it into ChatGPT, and ask ChatGPT to respond to this post in a favorable light, and maybe ask a question or two, and then take that and post it underneath their particular thing, asking that influencer a question that could be relevant to their particular post. And guess what? They're forced to respond to it because if they don't, they don't look good. So guess what? You're getting an influencer responding to your post, and they could have hundreds, if not thousands of followers reading that information that you posted. And that's how you get traction on LinkedIn. All of a sudden, you become, someone of influence because you're responding to an influencer. They may decide to check out your profile. Guess what?
I'm buying in. I'm buying into what you're saying because, guys, this is, because that's the one big thing. I think AI was kind of like SEO back in the day when it first became out. Oh, it's SEO. Oh, you don't understand it. I understand it. You pay me millions of dollars or thousands of dollars and I'll get it all figured out. Ooh, here comes AI. And Alan's scared and I'm going to hold his hand. Don't worry, little buddy. You're with me. We'll take care of it.
Thanks, Chris.
Right. But I've started to figure out it actually has helped me. I will tell you how it's helped me. I took 2 estimates that my guys had done 2 years ago for a lady on 3 different projects that she asked for. She's now ready to do it. I went out there. I took the estimates. I uploaded them to chat. I did have the $20 paid subscription. I said, based on my feedback here and the other 2 estimates, prepare an estimate for me that in a editable Word doc that I can put back in my CRM system. Bang, done, over. I was done with that estimate. Probably would have taken me about 2 hours, took me about 20 minutes. And I didn't shortcut the words. I didn't, because again, there's some things in there that are always right, guys, but it is always easier to edit than create. It gets you out of writer's block. It gets you off the snide. It gets you moving and you start making steps forward. And that's what Al was saying. I like that idea. Is there's nothing wrong with having chat give you an idea to get going again.
It just seems so wrong to me.
I know you're against it.
Yeah.
Get off my lawn, you kids. That's Al.
I know, but it's amazing that you can do it.
I know.
Yeah, read this article and make me look good with an idea and a question or two. I mean, that's amazing.
But it definitely gets you off, like I said, gets you off that writer's clock,
That's true.
And it gets you moving. I can't say it's 100% right off the bat. You just don't cut and paste and go, hey, look at me. I'm Mr. Transparent. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, ChatGPT guy, but I think it gets you moving.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Wow. That's powerful stuff.
I will actually phrase this in the form of a question, Chris, so you don't have to.
Thank you, Alan. Yes, I'm writing right now. I'm putting it through chat. I'll let you.
What is your recommendation on accepting connection requests? My philosophy has always been I only accept requests from people I have met, know, or they're just immediately connected in a circle that I'm in. And I actually read your blog about responding with IDK for people that you don't know. Do you know about IDK?
No.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Yeah. So what is the best approach these days?
Well, again, you may experience a lot of people interested in connecting with you. And I ask them simply, just to follow me. I don't have to accept a connection. If you're interested in, connecting with me, if I don't know you from a hole in the wall, I'm not going to accept your connection, period. But you're allowed to follow. And I have a lot of people that are following me that I'm not connected directly with, and that's fine. And if they give me a reason to connect with them, like something, but for me, when I've accepted a lot of connections, I find 9 out of 10 of them I get pitch slapped. And that's something you can't avoid.
Hiring people is the hardest thing we can do. Retaining people is even harder, but man, it is so hard to find good people. That's why I put my trust in Qualified Applicants. The team over there has done a great job helping me find sales managers, helped me find my office manager, helped me find my general manager, but has also helped me find my handyman here in my business at the Trusted Toolbox. Qualified Applicants, they do a great job. They realize that this is not just a recruiting effort, it is a marketing and recruiting effort. And the way they attack our space of home services is amazing. Go check out Qualified Applicants now to help you with your hiring needs.
You stole that one, didn't you, Chris?
I am so still that slap it. Exactly. I am not going to sign up with you, insurance guy, because Al from Boca Raton hits me up and says, hey, can I take a look at your insurance and see if I can help you with your insurance? I'm like, Al, we just met, dude, on the podcast. But if I've never met you, you got zero chance of me giving you my insurance business, right? So, I mean, if it's zero, if you just come out of nowhere and pitch slap me, there is no way I'm just, oh my God, you got me at the right time. I really need a new web designer. Oh my God, you were right. I don't know because I already know 30 of them. You're right, but you're number 31. And I'm going to go with you. No, you've got to be that thought leader. You've got to be authority.
Well, it goes back to looking at the profile. So whoever wants to connect with you, I look at their profile. I mean, if the profile is focusing on SEO and optimization, all that stuff, I know I'm going to get pitch slapped. Okay. But if someone who's an attorney or maybe they're an accountant and such, I'll give them some slack and accept the connection because you never know the opportunity. So always look at, the profile to see whether or not it's something that it's a value to you. And then you can judge whether or not to do that.
All right. So go back again. Optimize your profile. Start engaging, using chat to help you engage and be more witty than you probably are, Alan. And then we can continue on and start working through things. Now, one of the things that I'm afraid of is, and one thing I shouldn't say afraid, I just wish LinkedIn would give me an intermediate step. Like I bought into chat for $20 a month. It's a Microsoft product. Come on, right? So LinkedIn, you're Microsoft. Why do I have to spend so much to get the higher profile, the higher accessibility? And tell us why it's worth it.
Well, I guess you're referring to the premium services of LinkedIn, I believe. Right. So there's a premium and then there's Sales Navigator. I use Sales Navigator. And one of the features I like about Sales Navigator, it allows you to find out who is looking at your profile, which is great. So if someone doesn't want to connect with you, but maybe they could be of value, you can reach out to that individual and either ask to connect, or, just send them a message and say, we checked out my profile. Was there something I can help you with? So that's something that you don't really get on the free version of LinkedIn. But also on the Sales Navigator, you can find, if you're prospecting, it gives you an opportunity to find out who's active on LinkedIn. Because for the most part, a lot of people aren't active on that platform. They're more active in other areas. So you can find out who's active on LinkedIn. If they are, within the past 30 days, they posted, then you have an opportunity to reach out to that individual and connect with them, and really give them a reason why you want to connect, is to craft something which AI technology can help you craft a way to give them a reason to connect with you. Whether it's, for example, I connect with someone, I offer them like a free ebook, something of value. I don't really offer any services. I just try to, keep it simple. And if they accept, then that's great. And then what's also interesting is that whoever your existing connections, you should also, find out when they're posting and then reply to their posts. Because most of the time when they post, nobody really posts after them. Unless they're an influencer, nobody really cares. Most of the posts are pretty narcissistic on LinkedIn, and it's just really got out of hand. So, but, I'll reply to a post, just to be kind to the person. And sometimes they're very happy. And a lot of times it helps me to gain business as a result of that, because I've given them some kindness, like posting or, responding to their posts. And a lot of times that helps. So that can make a difference in getting more engagement.
All right, you actually hit on something, and maybe you can help pull back the curtain on this one. What is active in LinkedIn? What is the percentage of people who are on it every day? How long should I be on? I got tons of questions on this, but let's start with, is AI able to, with Sales Navigator, can you use AI to go out there and figure out who's on it and who's most active?
Well, the Sales Navigator allows you to find out who's active. There's a button in there. So when you're doing a search, let's say for people in a certain geographic range that are active on LinkedIn, you can do that. They'll tell you who's posted in the past 30 days.
So back to the IDK, I want to know the answer to this.
Yeah.
You took off. So I get requests from people who I don't know, and that's what it stands for. I don't know. And so basically you're responding to them when I don't know. Is that and LinkedIn eventually will police this person if they're just sending a lot of connection requests blindly? Is that how it works?
I think it all depends on the message that comes along with it. I don't usually try to use I don't know, because LinkedIn deems that individual as a possible spammer, and that could hurt their account. But if someone is going to pitch slap me with their thing, and I'll certainly give them an I don't know, and that's something that is important. So if you're trying to connect with someone, I would usually ask them, to follow me. Sometimes you don't, or ignore them, and they'll usually follow you. But if you're on the other receiving end of it, if you're connecting with someone you don't really know, they're not a first or second connection, you should really approach them with a message that usually would be not salesy for the most part. It's just, I want to connect. We know such and such, and thought we'd a good idea to reach out and connect with you.
All right. How often should we spend time on LinkedIn? So I know this is a, it depends question, but in general, or give us some parameters.
I don't know, at least maybe once a day, depending if you're active on it, if you're posting. I mean, if you're posting, 2-3 times a week, you should at least respond to the post. A lot of people just post and ghost. And, they think that's a way to engage with people, but that's not. You should be able to respond to someone who's posting, or after your post and asking a question or whatever, just, respond to them. And as far as if you're not doing any posts at all, you should be active and do at least once or twice a week. And it could be in your newsletter. If you do a once a week newsletter, that's fine, but at least as a minimum to show some activity. And you have to find out what is your strategy, what are you trying to accomplish? So do you have an example of an industry that you guys are working with right now that uses LinkedIn?
Well, it would have to be you, Al, because I'm in the home services business. So I'm here in Atlanta. I work on people's houses. I will tell you, having looked at this a lot, I'll just tell everybody again, I think this is where you're at. If you're not doing a monthly newsletter and you're in home services, you're missing your captive audience, which is people who've done work with you. And that's what I do. Number 2, you should be looking at Facebook as the groups and the experience, and putting out pictures and experiences within groups of people who are going to be your influencers. So in my case, it's mothers. And if you're on Instagram, you need to be putting out interesting posts and pictures that show the before and afters and give people ideas of what they can do on their own. Now on LinkedIn, I'm interested in that because we have our podcast. We want to help people with small business. Eventually, when I'm done with the Trusted Toolbox, I want to help people in business and do some coaching mastermind groups. But I just haven't pushed that button yet. But if I'm in commercial real estate, isn't LinkedIn more B2B, Alan?
Yeah, it is. I mean, Chad and I are 100% referral. And so we kind of stay a little bit under the radar because we don't necessarily want title figures. And I mean, once you open, it really is a Pandora's box of all kinds of little Ponzi schemes and things, real estate investing cults that are out there. And so I'm just trying to figure out, like, how do I navigate this world and put myself out there as an expert without attracting the leg humpers?
Al, that's a question. Well, I hold Alan's hand. He's worried. He does not want the leg humpers. He doesn't want to be pitch slapped. He's afraid to dip his toe in LinkedIn.
I think
what does he need to do?
Just, ignore them and hopefully they follow me, I guess.
First thing to do is, who are your referral partners?
Right.
I mean, would a realtor be a referral partner for you, for example?
Okay. I would say, a commercial banker would be, top of mind, for example.
Anybody else other than commercial bankers?
Yeah, attorneys. I mean, there's all kinds of things,
Well, guess what? These are the areas that you focus in on and create newsletters for those types of referral partners. You got bankers, for example. All right. No reason why you can't create a newsletter just for bankers and focusing on the home industry. What are their pain points? What are they trying to deal with? I mean, that's something that's of interest to them. You focus on the referral partners, you'll have more business than you can handle. All right. Because what's the best form of advertising? Referrals. All right. Simply put. And where they are? They're on LinkedIn. So you focus on those individuals, okay? You can use Sales Navigator to find all the realtors or all the bankers within your zip code easily who's active on LinkedIn and find out when they're posting, and reply to one of their posts. Get on their radar, okay? And guess what? Give them value. Give them an article that may be helpful. Talk about a pain point. Give a case study that you worked with a banker and how it helped their client, achieve the results they're looking for. This is just...
Alan, you do hated stories on that. You do.
Oh, yeah.
When you tell the stories, I mean, I'm compelled. Every time you tell us one, I was like, wow, you're right. Because everybody thinks commercial. Well, nobody thinks commercial real estate's easy. Anybody who's looked at that.
If they do, they're an idiot.
Yeah. But I mean, it's hard. But you think, but when you start telling the stories on why it gets complicated and hairy and how you can undo stuff, and you've asked me questions before and you explain things, and I'm like, wow, that's difficult. And you're right. You need to have an expert. But what's an expert look like? I don't know. I like it. All right. You talk about Sales Navigator. So you do not subscribe to the premium service, which is, I don't even know what this costs, but every time I go to say, I'm going to go do it, I go, nah, I'm not going to do it. It's just too much. You do $12 a month, I'll do it. But you do this, I'm not doing it.
It all depends on how, you're trained to do it and such. Have you ever used the premium service at all?
No, because even though I've stopped holding Alan's hand, everybody. So now little buddy over here is nervous because I'm afraid to pay that money.
Well, here's an idea.
Really, every 3 months. But
well, actually, there's a way I can do it for you since I'm part of Sales Navigator, and I might be able to get you 2 free months available if you've never used it before. Which you give you a chance to try it out, which I think is a great thing because it's an $80 value per month. So once we're connected on LinkedIn, I'll send you an invite so you can go ahead and check out Sales Navigator for yourself and learn about how powerful that tool is. Because if you want to connect with, let's say, bankers, you'll find them easily using Sales Navigator when they're active on LinkedIn, and also reach out in a way that is going to be of interest to them to connect with you, which could be something as a case study, like an example that you helped a particular banker in a situation. That's something that they're looking for. And there are a lot of people switching jobs and they're looking for other referral partners that they can work with. So it's a win-win.
Everybody, I love it. I'm going to do it after we're done with the podcast. I know Alan's going to do it. Right, Alan? Yes, you are, little buddy. All right, let his hand again.
Maybe like my hand.
Maybe I'll his hand. Oh, my hand. Let's keep going. So sales, but
Al, how do your clients work with you? I mean, what is it specifically that they ask you to do for them?
Well, it depends on the situation. I do a lot of speaking engagements through associations, so I'll talk to them about topics of interest for their members. I do group training as well for corporations and helping them optimize their profile, working on strategies, help them become thought leaders. So it all depends. I also work on one-on-one individuals as well. It just depends on the circumstance. If they're looking for a job, help them develop a profile that makes them attractive to employers. If they're looking for work as an entrepreneur, how to connect with people who want to do business with them, maybe a potential referral partner. So these things I can help them work on and develop a strategy that will be effective.
All right. So the book it's not your it's not your moneymaker, right? The book, it's the lead generator. It helps. So Alan started down that path. Let's go. So for you today, who are you looking for? Who is your ultimate avatar? Who do you like working with right now?
Well, I love working with referral partners. I mean, I've loved working with, it could be bankers, it could be financial planners, accountants, attorneys. These are all dealing with clients who have thousands of businesses. And that's an opportunity which is tremendous because I don't have to advertise. I get word of mouth advertising. So if I do,
would you rather do your one-on-one coaching? Do you like doing the speaking engagements or the group trainings?
Well, I like one-on-one because it's convenient. I can do it from the home, which is great. If it's a speaking engagement, if it's some, exotic location they pay for me to go out, like Hawaii or Caribbean, I'm happy to go there for a week and,
Wait, Jackson, Michigan? No.
Depends on the time of year,
No, Jackson's not exotic. That's where I grew up. So I got it. Yeah. All right. No, that makes some sense. And so you are finding most of your clients through your referral base then?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, it's been really helpful. The book has been tremendous in getting me opportunities in front of people, which never I could have done before without it. So I think that's important because I'm also in a crowded field of dealing with people who are so-called LinkedIn experts. Okay, but most of them don't have a book, and most of them don't even have what I can offer. Not the experience, but the ability to combine AI and LinkedIn together to make an effective strategy on the platform to save you time and to make quality connections that are what it's all about.
All right. Now I'm going to give you my favorite chat AI question. What question did I not ask you that I should have asked you to get a better answer?
Well, where people can find me on my website, linkvantage.com. And I also have a free ebook available, How to Optimize Your Profile, on my website. So go to linkvantage.com, check it out, as well as look for my book available on Amazon and other fine retailers. And if you listen to audiobooks, check out Spotify. It's available on that as well.
And I will say on his website, he's got a lot of great blog articles, so you can actually be a little bit of a stalker and get some good nuggets just looking at that.
I think you've got a great, like I think they call it funnel system, because you're right. Al can come optimize your LinkedIn rise, but you're afraid. I mean, I'm holding little buddy's hand over here right now, and Al and I are going to go off into the sunset and make beautiful music in LinkedIn. But you can do your optimization, read his ebook, and I agree with you. I think that's the easy one. Then you start to see the value there. Then you start to see what he could really unlock and what he could do if you got a big enough team and what you could do with that. I've seen other guys who I know in the industries that I left that are doing a great job. They're huge companies, and I won't name them, but they're software, and they rhyme with Teradata, and they rhyme with IBM. But they are thought leaders in their thing. And I reached out to these guys. I'm like, so IBM and Teradata are cool with this? And they're like, oh yeah, they actually are telling me to keep doing it because they have taglines for being data guys. Now they're thought leaders in their industry. And it's also bringing in other people into their world, and they're not even entrepreneurs. These guys are still in the big world doing it.
Now, do you have your sales guys? I mean, do you ever focus on their LinkedIn profile?
We did it moons ago, and I need to do it again. In fact, that's exactly what I was going to take away from this, is that I'm going to go sit down with every one of them and say, guys, we have the trusted toolbox out there. We are your premium home services company in Atlanta. You should have that as your tagline in your estimator profile, and you should be engaging with people because you never know. People will see it. And then, I need to do better. And I need to get my newsletter, so now I'm going to get that out there with them.
That's an opportunity.
God, I got a lot of work to do. Dang it, guys. I hope he's driving around your car. You know what? I'm going to have AI start leading my meetings. I think those guys would like it better. There'll be a lot less
Does AI swear as much as you do?
There's no way. I just heard a great quote, going through football. A football player just switched out of Georgia. And he says, so who has a better swear game, your current coach or Kirby Smart? He goes, oh, there's no question. He goes, Kirby, hands down. I was like, yeah. You know what? I feel like I'm going to LinkedIn with Kirby and go, I bet you I have a better swear game, brother. Because as we might have heard this on one of the past episodes, I said I was yelling at one of the guys because it came to that point. It was just so bad. I don't do this that often. And I lost it and I let him have it. And my general manager looked at me in the room and he said, I don't know exactly what you said, but you definitely got your point across. That's not LinkedIn, Al. That's not why you're here. So go check it out. LinkedVantage.com. You got a lot of freebies. That's a great step up. Get a little taste of it, man. Try it out a little bit. And then if that was a good fit for you, I think he'd be a great fit to talk to for a minute because this podcast has been dynamite, man. Figuring out all this little stuff, all the little things you can do. Let me ask you one question before we go into our final 4 questions. The future of AI. And I'm not talking like 10 years. Just give me the next 6 months. This thing is moving so flipping fast.
Well, I think there's a lot of new technology out there, and it's always improving. And I think the idea, of course, is to try out, start simple with, whether it's a chat GPT or other platforms that are using AI. And it's really been helpful in many ways. I've know examples of people using it beyond businesses. I think one example was I read about a father was looking for a doll for his daughter, which was out of stock. And he did something with Chat GPT or some other platform that contacted various retailers within a 500-mile radius to see if the doll was in stock, and it did it automatically. He wasn't doing it himself. The AI technology was calling on his behalf and reaching out and asking, do you have this doll in stock? And it must have went through, I don't know, over 100 different retailers until we found somebody who was able to say, yes, we do have it available. And sure enough, it saved him a lot of time and effort. And the child is forever grateful for finding this unique doll that is in demand. And that's just the future right there. I think it's a great technology to help you.
Now,
A lot of goals.
after that explanation, name one doll that's come to your mind right now.
All I'm thinking about is I'm going to go hide in my closet and suck my thumb with it.
Chuck.
So
You're thinking Chucky. I know you are. You're thinking, dog's going to come out and kill me.
You can have.
No, he said he bound the doll.
But AI is making.
Yeah, it wasn't a Barbie. It was some Japanese doll, I believe, which is real popular on Netflix or something. I don't recall, but apparently it's just taking off. It was kind of like, when Beanie Babies were back in the day, real popular. This is the new Beanie Baby. You'll probably remember this after the program, but it just shows you that the AI technology is so advanced that it can actually do calls on your behalf to reach out to people and, find out answers that you don't have time to do it. So that's really great. So I see the future as a great tool.
Speaking of Beanie Babies, that guy made so much money. He owns Cousin Brad's Country Club.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Hey, we have not brought Cousin Brad back up in a long time.
I know.
We need AI Cousin Brad. That's what we're going to do right after this. We're going to LinkedIn AI and just stalk him.
We just
with our Chuck the Baby.
GPT, just talk to him. We don't even have to talk to him.
Oh God, that'd be so great. And I'm kidding, Brad. I'm kidding, buddy. I can't wait to talk to you again. It's all good. It's great. Al, this has been awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. We got to get all this stuff in the show notes. But I think it's time to go to our final 4 questions. Alan, are you ready?
I am ready.
All right. Brought to you by Qualified Applicants, your recruiting source for all your needs. They've helped me for so many different things. I got another ad in here, but I want to plug them again. Tina and Megan and their staff now has been doing a great job. They're doing it nationwide. They're helping all kinds of home service companies, professional services companies find the right talent because what they're doing is they're marketing, not recruiting, to get you the right person to your job and the person you're looking for.
And they put up with you.
And they do put up with me a lot.
That's a big endorsement.
Lot. All right, back to my F-bombs. Let's go to the number 1 question. Al, besides your book, give us a book you'd recommend to our audience.
Atomic Habits, I believe.
James Cleary, beautiful, small stuff, little things. Just had Don Martell brought up again to me. And outside, I was like, holy crap, I'm exactly 2 chapters in on Don Martell. But if you knew the way I did Stephen Covey and his 7 habits, I was 3.5 habits in for at least 2.5 years. So don't worry, I'll get there. But I do need, can I get clip notes again? Anyway, all right, Al, great fun. That's a great one. All right, you ready? What's the favorite feature of your home?
Favorite what?
Feature of your home. I am a
Favorite
home
feature of my home?
and I want to hear
Is-
about your home. It better be
Um, I would say it's the view. I mean, we have a water view, and overlooking that, there's kind of like a little island with birds on it. And it's like almost like a bird sanctuary. So we get to see that every day, which is awesome, and we see the ducks and the local flowers. I mean, sometimes a pink flamingo, we get a chance to come across our view, which is awesome. So we just love the view.
dude, I'm not lying. This is the most I've seen Al light up the entire podcast.
I know.
Was his view. It clearly was not talking to Al and Chris. So thank you, Al, for sharing that. And I'm glad we could bring a little joy to you over these last few minutes.
Oh, happy.
He got fired up, dude.
Yeah.
I know. I want to see that view. In fact, after he's going to have to show us that view. So maybe you can see it on YouTube. We'll see later, guys. We'll check it out. All right, let's go to the third question, shall we? We talk a lot about customer service. We haven't talked about it much today.
Nope.
But we do. But we kind of are customer service freaks. Hello, let's go, Horse Kid. You got to come on, Horse Schultze. I'm looking for you, baby. All right. What's a customer service pet peeve of yours when you're out and you're the customer?
I think a lot of times that they don't really understand what I'm offering, and they kind of lop me together with other salespeople, and they don't really see the value that I bring to the table. And a lot has to do with not really taking the time to really, invest in their business. And a lot of times that's what they do. They don't have a passion for it. If you don't have a passion for doing what you like to do, then you shouldn't be in that profession.
Yeah, man. All right, let's talk about the last one. I love working on homes. That's why I got in this business. I was a DIYer for all my life. Not because I wanted to, it's because my dad made me. And next thing you know, he did this to me. I'm in this business. It's his fault. I still blame Dad. Al, I don't know how much you worked on houses, but we want a DIY nightmare story. Not a contractor, because we know we all suck, contractors. Get better at what you're doing. We all got to get better at what we're doing, but give me a DIY nightmare story.
Well, when I bought my home about 10 years ago, it was pretty much had to be gutted out because it was really, the house is from 1973, so you really had to do a lot of updating. So it was a matter of hiring contractors. It was real trial and error for the most part, and getting quotes that were from outrageous to maybe conservative, but then, the work was shoddy or the individual wasn't really on time. And I've had a recent work done in the home that was good, but it was a challenge to find someone who was affordable. And I was able to use the internet to reach and connect with people on a platform called Nextdoor. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but it's a kind of an app that you use, and it's kind of like a Facebook, but for local neighbors where
Yeah,
they
we
tear
are.
out
Yeah, man.
use it. And I was able to, find people what other people recommended, and connected with these people. They left their phone number, and I was able to text about, 40 or 50 contractors to get some quotes. And it works very effectively, and connect with people and find somebody who was reasonable and was hungry for business. And I was able to get great work as a result.
Good. Awesome. Al, once again, how can everybody find you?
Go to my website, linkvantage.com. Follow me on LinkedIn, of course. Happy to accept new followers, and connect with me. It's also good too. And check out my book. It's available on Amazon. It's available in Barnes & Noble, all the fine retailers. Like audiobooks, check out on Audible and Spotify.
All right, everybody. If you didn't learn something, that's on you. I started out with it. I'm going to end with it, Alan. We have got to learn something. Al and I got work to do. We're going to connect with Al. We're going to go try that Link Vantage. We're going to go try out everything else, the Sales Navigator. Keep going up that mountain. Go make it happen, man. Life isn't easy. Business is easy. Pick your hard, choose your hard, make your hard, and let's go win. Gotta go.
Cheers, everybody.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Small Business Safari. Remember, your positive attitude will help you achieve that higher altitude you're looking for in the wild world of small business ownership. And until next time, make it a great day together.